Hey everybody, it's Christine, and I am up with another round of Stealing Saturday. Now, this afternoon, I'm going to be stealing from Hannah Lemieux. I don't know how to pronounce her last name correct, so hopefully I didn't butcher it. And she had this really fun, simple mixed media background going on this layout, and so I wanted to try my hand at it. Now, if you're a regular here, you know I don't do a ton of mixed media, maybe some splatters here and there, but I don't very often create a full-on background. And so this is a little out of my element, and it was an interesting thing to do. So I'm starting off with some acrylic paint, and I'm actually using these clear tubes from SRM Stickers to stamp circle outlines on my layout in a couple different sizes. And then I'm going to switch up my color and add a little orange to it. And then I'm going to do some more stamping. Now, this is funny because I was like, man, I really need like a circle stamp or a dauber or something, and I didn't have it. So I looked around my room and I was like, okay, I got clear tubes. Those will work. You know, you could totally use like the end of a water bottle. There's a variety of things. So don't feel like you're limited to the supplies that you may have on hand. You can always go for different things, even from your kitchen or whatever. So now you can see this time I did a solid circle. And by solid, I mean, I didn't do the outline. I did the lid part, and it's messy. So it's definitely not like a perfect clear thing, but that wasn't the look I was going for. Then I'm going to add some splatters. Now, this background that you're seeing actually ended up being my first take. I wasn't real thrilled with a few elements on it, so I ended up going back and doing a second take, but I decided not to record that because you get the idea from this part and my process in it of how I'm going about creating it. So combination of acrylic paints as well as mist splatters. Now, one of the things I really liked about her background is that she had stripes on it. And so I'm going to add some stripes. And to do that, I am going to just use a watercolor brush and, again, some mist. And I am just going to freely draw some stripes on. So, you know, my style is pretty clean and precise. And I think that's why I don't tend to do a ton of mixed media backgrounds, because you lose that element. You have to be willing to just get messy, get inky, play it up. And so this is definitely way out of my comfort zone, but it's something that Hannah is really good at. And so I knew I wanted to mimic her in that respect. Now, the background is about where it stops as far as following her. I intended to really do a better job of following her, but I did not do that. I could not figure out a way to make the picture that I specifically wanted to use work on this. It wasn't happening for me. And so I ended up pulling out several pictures to go with. Now, I stuck with my overall theme. I had planned to do pictures from when I went to the Creativation show in Phoenix, but I was going to use just one picture of me and one of my friends from Paper House, but I decided to go with multiple photos. So what I did is I am just going to offset my layout here, and you can see I'm just securing it with the Easy Runner Grand. This is something that Hannah did do on hers. She did offset hers, and she has kind of a funny story that goes with that about like how she ended up just leaving it like that. She didn't cut the edges off or anything. So that was kind of fun to watch and hear her talk about that. Now, I do want to point out her video, like most of them I've done fairly recent projects from people, but hers goes all the way back to December. So that was kind of fun also. Now, here I've got my pictures. I have cut them out in a circle shape to play off of the circle design that I already had going on. And I also matted them. I'm using the collection from Paper House Productions called Southwest. And again, it just fits because I'm doing pictures from Phoenix. And I actually haven't played much with that collection, even though I've had it for like well over a year. So I decided to dig it out and play with that. Now you can see I've got a bigger picture there in the middle, and then I have the two smaller ones. And then I'm going to start adding on some different embellishments. Now I want to work this cactus in somehow, but it's not it's not working quite right there. So I'm just going to let it simmer for a little while and see what I decide to do there. You can see one of the things that I did was really cover up the background, which kind of defeats the purpose of making it. I mean, it's still there, but not as well as I'd like it to be. And I was kind of annoyed with myself for that, but the overall design was accomplished. I've got a good title on there. I built the title using doodlebug letters as well as jelly bean soup stickers, and just says happy faces in the desert. I did spell desert wrong the first time and had to go back and fix that. And you can see now I've worked those cactuses in, and I'm going to add in some more pops of green throughout the layout, just using some enamel dots. Now, if you go and look at Hannah's layout, mine looks nothing like it. And quite honestly, I like hers a lot more. This is not my favorite that I have done in this series. But at the same time, I had fun. I've never stamped like that. I've never created circles like that. I did a lot of things that I hadn't done, which is kind of the point of this series, to try out some things that I like from other people and see how they work for me. Will I go back and do it again? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I might try and do a better job of not covering up so much of it. But ultimately, it accomplishes the goal, okay? Trying some new stuff, having fun playing with a unique design, and also I got some pictures documented that I have had since January and have been wanting to document. Basically, these are all friends within the scrapbooking industry. So the bottom one is a friend from Paper House, the top one is a friend from Scrapbook Adhesives, and then the top left one is a friend that I was on the team at Doodlebug with her and has been just a friend and encouragement for quite a while. So it was fun to get those pictures on there, and there's big bright smiles in them, so the title goes really nicely with them. Now, to add in some extra, I am doing a little journaling, and I also did add in some wood veneer arrows just to bring in a different texture. And that is basically it. So totally different from Hannah after I got started, but still a fun layout and got to try some new things. Be sure to head over to Hannah's channel and check out what she did with one of my layouts. I'm excited to see what she did. She's got such a different style for me that it's going to be really neat to see what she tackled. And we will see you again next Saturday with a whole new video. Thanks so much for joining me.